Life can be unpredictable, messy, and often overwhelming. But what if I told you that suffering is a choice? Over 2,000 years ago, a group of philosophers, known as the Stoics, developed a mindset that allowed them to face life's hardships with calm and resilience. These ancient thinkers figured out how to focus on what's within our power and let go of what isn't. They believed that by mastering our reactions, we can find peace and strength, no matter what life throws at us. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy for scholars. It's a practical guide for everyday life. Whether you're dealing with stress at work, conflicts at home, or personal struggles, Stoic principles can help you stay calm, focused, and in control. In this video, I'll show you how these simple but powerful ideas can improve your life starting today. We'll explore real-life examples and practical tips that you can use right away to bring more peace and clarity into your daily routine. And the best part? Anyone can do it, starting right now. Imagine being the ruler of the most powerful empire in the world, the Roman Empire at its peak. Armies are attacking from the north, your people are suffering from famine, and political unrest is growing. Most people would collapse under this pressure, but not Marcus Aurelius. Instead of trying to command the chaos, Marcus turned inward. He realized that while he couldn't stop the wars or the plagues, there was one thing he could master: his own mind. Every day he practiced Stoic teachings, reminding himself that emotions don't change reality, but how we respond to them does. He faced fear, grief, and anger, just like everyone else, but he never let those emotions dictate his actions. His strength wasn't in his armies, it was in his ability to stay calm and composed while the world around him seemed to crumble. That's where true power lies, in mastering ourselves, not the chaos around us. Picture this. You're in a heated argument with someone you care about. Voices are rising, and you feel the urge to say something you'll regret. Most people would lash out, reacting without thinking. But the Stoics taught us that we can't influence others, only how we respond. In that moment, you have the power to pause, take a breath, and choose how to act. Imagine how different things would be if, instead of reacting in anger, you responded with calm. This principle applies to everything: traffic jams, work stress, or personal conflicts. The Stoics believe that by focusing on what we can manage, ourselves, we reclaim our power. We can't control the world or other people, but we can always influence the way we act. And when we do that, we find real freedom. With that shift, everything starts to change. Imagine this. You've just received terrible news. Maybe it's a setback at work. Your project failed, and now your boss is furious. Maybe it's something more personal, bad news from a doctor, or a fight with a close friend. In that moment, your emotions are running wild. Your heart is pounding, your hands are shaking, and all you want to do is react. Maybe shout, maybe cry, maybe just run away from the situation. But here's the key. Take a second to reflect. The Stoics believe that this gap between what happens to you and how you respond is where true power lies. You can't control the bad news, but you can choose how you deal with it. Will you react impulsively, letting your emotions take over? Or will you give yourself a moment and consider your options carefully? It's in that moment where wisdom lives. You might still face the same challenges, but how you handle them will be completely different. And that's where real power lies. Not in changing what happens to us, but in choosing how we respond. You've just lost your job. Panic sets in. How will you pay the bills? What will you do next? It feels like everything you've worked for is slipping away. Most people would see this as the end of the road, a huge setback. But the Stoics believed that challenges like this aren't the end. They're a new beginning. They taught that the way we interpret events determines how we experience them. Losing your job could feel like a disaster, but what if it was an opportunity to rethink your career, to find a new path, something more fulfilling? This is the power of perspective. When you reframe how you see it, everything changes. The Stoics didn't believe in running from problems. They believed in facing them head-on, but with a new mindset. A health diagnosis, a financial crisis, a relationship breakdown. These aren't the things that define us. What defines us is how we choose to see them. By shifting your outlook, you transform challenges into opportunities for growth. You've worked for years, put in the effort, and sacrificed a lot, only to find your plans have fallen apart. The promotion you were counting on? Gone. The relationship you were building? Broken. Most people would feel defeated, like they've reached a dead end. But what if this setback wasn't failure? What if it was a stepping stone to something greater? The Stoics believed adversity isn't something to avoid, it's something to embrace. They called it amor fati, the love of fate. Every hardship, every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Through struggle, we develop resilience, wisdom, and inner strength. Think about your life's biggest challenges. Didn't those moments teach you something? Didn't they make you stronger? The Stoics believed we should not only accept challenges, but welcome them. Because it's through these struggles that we become the best version of ourselves. The job you didn't get, the relationship that didn't work out, these aren't failures. They're opportunities in disguise. And when you embrace what happens, not with fear, but with love, you turn setbacks into stepping stones for growth. Not all battles are fought on a grand stage. Some of the most important victories happen in the quiet moments of everyday life. You don't need to be a hero to practice Stoicism. You don't need to face epic challenges or make life-changing decisions. Stoicism can be practiced in small, daily actions. Every morning before the day begins, take a few minutes to reflect. The Stoics believed that journaling was one of the most powerful tools for self-reflection. Write down what happened yesterday, what went well, what could have gone better, and how you responded to challenges. This simple act of reflection helps you understand your emotions and reactions, and it gives you clarity for the day ahead. Another practice the Stoics encouraged was gratitude. At the end of each day, take a moment to think about what you're grateful for. It could be something small, like a good meal or a kind word from a friend. But practicing gratitude helps shift your focus from what's missing to what you already have. These small daily practices add up over time, creating a life that's grounded, resilient, and full of purpose. Stoicism isn't about grand gestures. It's about how you live in the everyday moments. Imagine if every challenge, every setback wasn't something to fear, but something to welcome. What if the key to a more focused, resilient life was right in front of you? The Stoics understood that life isn't about avoiding problems. It's about embracing them. They saw every hardship as an opportunity to grow, every obstacle as a lesson in strength. Think about the last time you faced a difficult situation. Maybe it was stress at work or a conflict with a loved one. How did you react? What if you could have approached that situation differently, with calm, clarity, and control? That's the power of Stoicism. It gives you the tools to turn every setback into a stepping stone for growth. Whether it's dealing with stress, managing your emotions, or finding peace in difficult times, Stoicism can help you live a better life. The next time you face a challenge, pause, take a breath. Remember that while you can't always control what happens to you, you can always choose how to respond. That's the essence of Stoicism. The ability to find strength, peace, and purpose in every moment. So will you start practicing that today?